only did they demand cash money from the various countries, but they've got these things called special drawing rights, right? Basket of currencies, a derivative, if you will, and they're multiplying those. So the IMF is going to issue more and more special drawing rights. So now we're going to have two-tier hyperinflation. We're going to have the hyperinflation in the dollar, the euro, maybe the yen, maybe others. And then on top of that, a second layer of hyperinflated special drawing rights. The SDRs, I think, would be the world currency. They also want to have the IMF become the world regulator. In other words, the currency dictator of the world, mainly marching to the orders of Gordon Brown and the Bank of England.
Yeah, he founded G20, and when he's there, they openly call him basically the world leader.
Yeah,
I mean, they are bowing down.
He's the new Keynes, right? So the other thing is no protectionism. When Gordon Brown came and gave his speech to the joint session of the U.S. Congress, that
means no tax incentives to have the company stay here, tax incentives to have them leave.
Yeah, right. And you couldn't have an investment tax credit, right? You couldn't say we'll give you a tax break if you implement new technology.
And when there's a stimulus package, it can't be spent in the U.S. because that violates it.
Right. It has to go to Dubai.
And Obama's announced that. He's announced it.
Then it's also the stuff about NAFTA, CAFTA, WTO. You can't touch any of that. You can't have exchange controls. You can't have capital controls. You can't have anything. Imagine, the United States may soon have to go to the IMF. This is the really tragic thing. When you go to the IMF, you give up your sovereignty. Now, there are two possibilities in this world.
And under State Department Memorandum 200, one-child policies, what the curriculum is, we go under the internationalist law.
Yeah, so either the U.S. will declare the IMF illegal, which under Obama, I'm afraid is not a very close possibility, or the IMF will declare the U.S. illegal and bankrupt, essentially, and impose these conditionalities. There's the other thing at the London G20, the stuff about worldwide stimulus. This is Volcker, I think. This is an old idea from Carter Mondale. When Carter Mondale came in 1977, they had this idea that Japan and Germany were the locomotives of the world. They sent Mondale on a special trip to both of them, saying, you guys have got to start printing money, stimulating. What they mean by this is they're afraid of a dollar collapse. They want to make sure that all the other currencies are as weak or weaker than the dollar. So that's what they're saying to the Europeans.
All of them inflating.
All of them inflating so that the dollar is not the weakest of them. But France and Germany say no. And I think that's an interesting thing, that Obama is not going to get everything he wants. The British, of course, are with Obama, telling Obama what to do. But there are other people, France and Germany, saying no on some of what they're demanding.
You know what? Let's do 5 more.
We got to wait for Russia, China, and see what they say.
Stay there. 1 minute break. Come back with 5 minutes. Then you've got to get in the car and go. We'll be right back with Webster Tarpley. 70 seconds.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. I've told you for a long time it's important to be self-sufficient, and today that's more important than ever. We need to be independent, and food and water is the key. You'll never have to stand in a bread line if you have your own bread. You'll never have to go to the Superdome and beg for FEMA to take care of your family in any emergency if you simply prepare. No one is going to take care of your family in the final equation but you. You know eFoodsDirect.com is still able to ship storable food that's safe from E. coli, salmonella, genetic alteration, or Chinese imports. And they do it at almost half the cost of last year's grocery prices. Call 1-800-409-5633. Or on the web, go to eFoodsDirect.com. Visit eFoodsDirect.com and look over the fine list of high-quality, freeze-dried, and dehydrated foods they have to offer. Watch the free videos. Look at their online catalog. Or give them a call at 1-800-409-5633. Again, 800-409-5633. Or on the web at eFoodsDirect.com. Take action today. The first step is getting storable food.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
We've got 5 short minutes left with Webster Tarpley. Then the whole story of what happened with Luke Rudowski and others in New York being arrested. Luke will be joining us at T-minus 7 minutes. Finishing up here, we have the real Board of Directors of America meeting with their front man, their spokesman, Obama, last week, the 13 zombie banks, briefly, and then Barack Obama is practicing all week and weekend the etiquette of how to curtsy to the Queen, literally in the London Telegraph, how to curtsy. But first, the zombie banks.
The board of directors of the United States met with the president. These are the people who put Obama in the White House. They made him. They can unmake him. And I'm talking about Jamie Dimon of J.P. Morgan Chase, Pandit of Citibank, known as Pandit the Bandit in insider circles, Lewis of Bank of America, Blankfein of Goldman Sachs, Mack of Morgan Stanley. Blankfein and Mack were getting about $1 every time you bought a gallon of gas last summer. They were getting about $1 of it.
From speculation.
From speculation through the ICE market. Kelly of Bank of New York Mellon, that's the back office for the TARP. So they met Obama and basically gave him his marching orders. And notice the treatment they get, kid gloves, red carpet, wonderful.
No one knows where the money
went.
went.
Auto guys who get nothing, right? This whole thing about industrial military complex, there is none. It's the Wall Street banking derivatives hedge fund zombie bank complex that's running.
Okay, in closing, I want to get into the Queen thing.
The Queen. Obama is practicing the kowtow. In other words, he's practicing the hands and the head on the floor in front of the Queen. It's a moment of great humiliation for the United States. So he's going to be received by Queen Elizabeth. This family, I wonder if Prince Charles will be there.
He's being received on April Fool's Day tomorrow. Then he goes on to Europe for the G20. And it says London Telegraph he is practicing etiquette and gifts and how to bow to her. London.
The kowtow. By
the way, the first sitting U.S. president to go for an audience, he has been summoned. It's the first U.S. president.
Well, my friend Phil Berg of Philadelphia, right, has a case in federal court, according to which Obama may well be a citizen of the British Empire by virtue of being born in Kenya, which would make him ineligible for the presidency. He's either a citizen of Kenya or of Indonesia. Indonesia may be a little bit more likely, but he may indeed be a citizen of Kenya. I think there's a real question about whether he's qualified to be the president. Suppose Prince Charles is there. You want to converse with Prince Charles? Prince Charles went on television a while ago and he said, "These are my plants. I talk to them, and they talk back to me." I guess talking to plants is okay, but when they start talking back is when you got to worry. Or how about a little badinage with Prince Philip? Prince Philip is the guy who says, if I could be reincarnated, I would like to come back as a deadly virus to kill people and solve the problem of global overpopulation. Now, that goes beyond the 1930s dictators.
But, I mean, this is unprecedented. They admit this is the first time a sitting U.S. president who has been summoned will go through all of the
kowtow.
The kowtow, all of the forms of worship, going in and a reviewing line and having her. I mean, this really shows England's running it all.
Yeah, when your country is reduced to a ravaged wreck and derelict floating aimlessly on the ocean of adventures run by bankers, the United States is now a ship of fools run by derivatives bankers. So this is what you're going to get.
1 minute left. China.
Yeah, China lured Chinese because they have an effective stimulus package. They're
building rail. They're building
infrastructure, massive stuff. They're moving the world price of copper, the world price of lumber, the world price of aluminum, steel, and all these other things. In other words, the U.S. is putting maybe $60 billion into infrastructure. China, $600 billion. So that's a real stimulus.
Exactly. We're buying plastic toys and things and giving all our money to the bankers to buy bigger palaces. China's building lightning-fast rails, some of the fastest in the world, huge factories, schooling, everything.
We ought to build 100 nuclear reactors, 50,000 miles of maglev, 1,000 hospitals, rebuild the interstate highway system, rebuild water systems,
and
canals,
that would fix
locks,
the economy right there.
Rebuild sewage, rebuild schools. Then you get rid of your
Webster,
$6-7 trillion infrastructure deficit.
We're out of time. I want to thank you for coming to Austin on short notice.
Thank you.
God bless you, my friend.
Honored
We'll be right
to be
back.
here. Wouldn't miss it for the world.
We'll be right back.
Heart disease is on the rise. Clogged arteries, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol levels may not be fully detected by you, but the symptoms are there. Loss of energy, blood sugar spikes and drops, poor circulation, and irregular heartbeat are just a few of these that can alert you that something is wrong. Hear how Heart and Body Extract is making a difference in thousands of people's lives across America.
My blood pressure has normalized. My diabetes has totally improved.
Everyone is telling me now how much healthier I look, and I'm
I'm telling everyone how much healthier I feel. I recommend Heart and Body Extract to everyone.
Anybody over 40 in the North American continent should be using this product as a preventative to keep their cardiovascular system healthy.
Order your 2-month supply today by calling 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. Or order online, hbextract.com. Heart and Body Extract, 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com.
In the New World Order's war against humanity,